Welcome to another episode of Marketing 101 for Chiropractors, where we keep you ahead of the curve, attracting more new patients and growing your business. Now, here's your host, Dr. D himself.
If you think demand for chiropractic care is down, you're about to make a very expensive mistake when it comes to marketing. Searches for chiropractor near me have decreased by 46% year on year on Google search. But clinics aren't empty because people don't want care. Let's dive into this. Welcome to another episode of Marketing 101 for Chiropractors. I'm Dr. D. I'm here for you each and every week on helping you grow and scale your practice through marketing. We need to know what is changing. And I read this stat the other day and I'm like, I'm doing a podcast on that. That is crazy that chiropractor near me, which all of us, our websites are SEO dependent on chiropractor and your town. Your location and chiropractor is how every web developer designs your website to rank you higher on SEO for search. However, that's based on chiropractor Pittsburgh, chiropractor Cleveland, chiropractor Columbus. That is how it all works. And the game has changed. The reality is that demand is not dropping for chiropractor near me. What used to happen is you would go to Google and you would type in chiropractor near me or chiropractor or best chiropractor. And immediately Google would put the location base closest to you and start ranking them that way. They would search it. They click the website. They'd read your website. They call your office. Google, remember? SEO. That's how we used to do it. Some of you are still doing it. What's happening now is that people go into the search bar on all different types of searches, not just Google, and they put in lower back pain when sitting, how to fix. Why does my neck hurt when I wake up? Is a chiropractor safe? Best treatment for herniated discs. They're searching for their problems, not providers or locations anymore. So chiropractor near me is declining because patients don't trust blindly anymore. That's the real thing. What they want is education, options, and proof. And that's what social media has changed this whole thing is the media proof, which sometimes just having a social media profile gives you proof. And that's how all these influencers get millions of followers is because they just have a social media platform. And they're not the best. They're not the best option. They don't sell the best products. They don't have the best services. But because they have such a big following, they get the demand. So Google is answering the question before the click. That's what's happening. So AI summarizes now. You'll see Gemini at the top of Google now every time you search. The AI response is giving you the featured snippets and local map packs. So yes, it's still using relevance in location, but it's giving you AI summaries. And in that summary, your clinic may not show up. People don't need to search near me as often anymore. So Google already knows where they are. So that search is no longer there. People don't do that anymore. The auto default. You'll used to see that when you put in hairdresser, automatically near me would pop up beside you. That's a Google feature. So same thing. So it's not just chiropractor near me. It's everything. Physical therapy near me. Barbecue near me. It was just pizza near me. It would just automatically put that up for you because that's how they develop it. Now with Gemini, the AI summarizes your question. So there's alternative search platforms that we need to be aware of as entrepreneurs. If you own your business, you need to be aware of this. People are going to TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, searching for things like chiropractic adjustment for sciatica. Is cracking your neck bad? This is where the attention has shifted, and that's why these Google numbers look like they're declining. So before we freak out and think that the interest in chiropractic is going down, that is not true. It's how people are searching on the internet. The internet's changing. AI is changing everything. So Gemini, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, they're all out there. Claude, there's all these platforms that people can use. Siri has been around forever. Alexa has been around forever now. Hey, Siri, boop, 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 ask a question. Hey, Siri, we've been feeding the algorithm for years, for decades, really, honestly. It's been around there forever. So now this AI boom that's now is because of all the information that's there. It's now able to cultivate and harvest AI now because it's been fed the information for 20, 30 years. So now that's how it's working. That's how Siri gives you answers. Siri has been giving us answers for over a decade because of all the questions that it's been asked. So what these AI are answering is, should I see a chiropractor for low back pain? Without the user ever clicking on a website. They're not doing their own research anymore. They're trusting AI. So a question like that, where should I see a chiropractor? Do you think AI is popping up answers that support us or are against us? Is there more information to surf on the internet about the support for chiropractic or the antagonism of chiropractic? I'll leave that an open-ended question for you to ponder, or maybe after this podcast, you go in and check for yourself. So if we're not even putting our skin in the game, this is going to be a very murky future for how we are found. Is chiropractic popularity decreasing? This is where my mind went right away. I'm like, hang on a second. Is it truly decreasing? Absolutely not. The statistics are all there. It's not. It's actually still a growing field. Interest is fragmenting, not shifting. They're fragmenting into different demographics. You still have baby boomers and Gen X searching. They're going to search bars and they are just cluing in now, the Gen X, of like, oh, that's AI response on the Gemini summary. My parents, the baby boomers, don't even know that that's AI. They're just like, oh, Google gave me an answer at the top, right? They don't. My dad can't even use the computer, but my mom would look at it and be like, oh, there's the first search at the top. Let me read what it says. Puts on her glasses and reads what it says. For the millennials, we're just like, oh, that's an AI response, and then Gen Z is like, I'm reading the response, and I'm going to go down and scroll to see which one of these match up to the populated AI response that just planted seeds in my head on what to look for when I scroll down. That is what Gemini is doing at the top. It's like, Bubba gives you the answer. You got 99% of what you needed. You're like, that answers my question. You scroll down and you're automatically going to skip sponsored stuff and hit what you're looking for a lot faster. What people are searching for instead is lower back pain relief at home, neck pain from the computer, sciatica stretches that actually work. These are actual questions that are going in there in popularity, meaning in volume, symptom-based searches. So what does that mean for us? We need to have the solutions to those questions. How do we do that? Videos, blogs, vlogs. That's how you do it. You pump the internet with information about you. I've always been discouraged. I love this profession. I love being a chiropractor. You say, Enrico, would you go back and do this again? Aside from the schooling and those dang boards, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. But I remember what we did for 4 years, like the long days, the 7 courses. Like, I'm like, man, I don't know if I'd ever do that again. But would I ever go back and become absolute? I love this profession. I love what we do. And I think the world loves us too. However, we were not taught any of this moving forward. So condition-based, symptom-based searches, we need to be on top of this game. Where I was going with that was that I feel like the industry has failed us on not bombarding the internet with all this information already. Like instead of the arguing and the fighting and the constant just tearing each other down, why can't we just funnel money into research and pumping information out there? I mean, this is how chiropractic grew. D.D. Palmer literally on a trampoline adjusted every segment of the spine and recorded the outcomes. C1 did all this. C2 does all this. C3 by segment. And now we search the internet. We're like, does C2 have any correlation to any of these problems? And you can barely sift through any of it because it's all been pseudoscience. And anyways, I'm going the wrong way. So that's where I feel like our industry has failed. If we could be light years ahead of the game now in the digital age with all this information out there. So when people are like sciatica stretches that work or neck pain from the computer, it could be linked back to, hey, if you have joint dysfunction at C4, 5, and 6 from a tech's neck or military neck from working at a computer for long hours, those irritated nerve roots can cause tension headaches, trapezius muscle spasms, levator spastic muscles, radiation down the arms, nerve root impingement. And then as they go through that, they're like, what? Oh, well, I think I have that. I have that. What's the solution to the problem? I think we'd be in a whole different ball game right now. We'd be top of the search. Go see a chiropractor. Go see a chiropractor. So I feel like that's where they missed the ball. Not that they didn't know that this was coming, but why couldn't we just get that information documented? That we've done tons of research. Why can't we just get it documented? Anyways, condition-based searches, bulging disc treatment, pinched nerve symptoms, TMJ pain relief. These are what you need to be ranking from. So what's the next blog article that you're going to write this week? You're going to go to ChatGPT, write me a blog article that is SEO heavy for my location, my clinic, repeating those words all the time, and repeat the keyword TMJ pain relief throughout the article many times. It will write you this article. You do a quick edit, just edit some sentences, take out the hyphens, make it, more human, and submit it to your web person to put in your blog. And now you are documented on there. I would shoot a video on that and how you have the solution to TMJ issues. Fear-based searches. Is chiropractic safe? You have to shoot an entire video and put it on your YouTube channel about the safety of chiropractic. Can a chiropractor make it worse? An entire video. And I would start the video. Here are 3 things chiropractic can aggravate or make worse if you see one coming from a chiropractor. Boom, that might go viral. You start the video, you put it out there. You write a blog about it. Stroke from neck adjustment. And you go through the statistics. You go through it. Can a stroke happen from coming from a chiropractor? Absolutely, a stroke is possible. Start a video like that. Whoa, what? You're going to sit there and you're going to go through it. The first 10 seconds is the hook. The next 10 minutes of the video is all about how it's virtually impossible. How much does a chiropractor cost? How many visits? Chiropractor. I think that was it. How many visits chiropractor? That's a search term that's high up there. And then social proof searches. Chiropractor before and after. Does chiropractic actually work? Literally one of the most popular searches on AI and Google is chiropractor before and after. People are looking for before and after. Do you know where that's linking back to? Testimonials, yes. 2 are CBP docs out there that keep posting before and after posture, or the PT chiros that are doing a lot of functional work showing movement based or frozen shoulder pictures before and after getting their frozen shoulder treatment with the chiropractor. It's a CBP community that's been posting before and after. They don't even know they're doing this. I talk to them and they're like, oh, I'm like, you're going to rank well for the testimonial sections and you want to feed your AI part of that. And they're like, you're a genius. I'm like, no, this is what I do all week, is just research chiropractic progress on the internet. Like, where are we going forward? Not only for my practice, of course, I want to leave a legacy for my kids, but for our entire profession, anyone that listens to me out there in the ether. So how AEO changes the game. AI search optimization. This is where you separate yourself from 99% of not just chiropractors, but 99% of the services out there that solve the same problems you do. We're not the only ones that can help with headaches. We're not the only ones that can help with L5 disc herniations. There's not just competitors out there. There's other service providers that can help with that. There's pain management, there's injections, there's ablations, there's surgery, there's discectomies, there's traction, there's spinal decompression, there's physical therapy, there's acupuncture. There's a lot of other things that they can do that you may not offer as one of the services in your office. So your new AEO strategy, you need to become the most trusted answer source. You have to have answers to these questions. Create answer-based content. This is where you should focus. For those of you that are like, I don't know what to shoot, and you're shooting the funny videos and you're doing the TikTok challenges and trying to get, views, and you don't want to do it, I would put aside time for this. Answer-based content videos. I would create that. Just the most popular questions. I just gave you like 7 examples in this podcast that you need to shoot videos on. Can a chiropractor fix sciatica? That's the name of the video. That's your YouTube video title. We're already 3 steps into the game here. How long does it take to fix a herniated disc? This can be a popular video if you put it on YouTube and then you put links on your social media to go watch the video. Then you run an ad with that video. And the link goes to a form that they can become a new patient and ask questions. Be everywhere AI pulls from. Blog contents are still number 1. That's where the bots and AI are reading information. Then they're watching video. Well, the text from the video, the words from the video. YouTube videos, short form clips on social media, and Google business posts. Speak like a human, not a website. AI favors clear answers, conversational tone, direct explanations. The smart ones out there shoot podcasts. I'm not calling myself smart. I'm just saying the smart ones out there are shooting podcasts. This is exactly what AI is surfing the internet for. Conversational tone. Why? Podcasts are the number 1 form of media download in the world for the last 10 years and constantly growing. The trajectory of podcast listeners is going up. Social media, television, going down, cable. So people are getting their information from conversational tone. I had an associate a few years ago. This is probably 6 years ago. We had open bay adjusting, and she's adjusting a patient. And she's like, what's the patient asked something like, what's a podcast? I think a podcast or a vlog or what, one of the, and my associate answered like, it's like the radio with video. And I almost peed my pants laughing. It's a podcast, folks. Oh, I think that's what it was. They're like, what is it? And they're like, oh, it's like a radio station, but with you can video, or you can just listen to it. And I was like, a podcast? And they're like, oh yeah, podcast. I'm like, wow. There you go. So that's what a podcast is. It's a radio station with video options, clear answers, and then authority signals matter more than ever. What does authority signals mean? Reviews. Your review. So here is where, and AI does not work like the Matrix before. Remember we had algorithms? Algorithms is a word that is going to go extinct. There is no more. That's not how things work anymore. AI works at an exponential rate, way faster than algorithms. So it doesn't use a matrix. It goes out there and deciphers and makes its own matrix program, or not program, makes its own matrix of data and deciphers it in real time, in the second, in the minute. That's how AI works. Then, as information progresses, as months go by, it makes a new matrix of data, completely different than the last matrix of data. Like, guys, exponential. Like Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world because he, as a mathematician, couldn't figure out how this perpetuates into the future. He's like, what does that mean? If I keep saving money and it keeps growing, what ends up happening after 70 years? Like, he's like, this doesn't make sense. And then if I pass that on to my kids and that keeps going, like, I will have $17 trillion in 3 generations. Like, he's just like, he's like, oh, I understand how the math works, but that's what exponential, that curve is at the end when the exponential curve goes straight up. That's where we're at with AI. We're on this upward curve and it's going to skyrocket to the moon of how fast data can populate. So you need to be part of that. You don't have to worry about the rocket to the moon. You have to worry about being somewhere on that ship, some way, somehow, backseat, on the seatbelt, on the outside decal, whatever. You got to be somewhere on this ship because it's gone. It's taken off. So stop obsessing with near me or location-based stuff and the map. You're already ranking pretty high on that because that's how SEO has been working. Start creating content around the patient questions. Have a whiteboard in your front room. What are some of your biggest questions about chiropractor or how we can help? And just wait a week and see how many questions you get on there. Those are probably ranked high on search on the internet. Use video. This is so much faster for you to shoot a video than write and, edit and rewrite and reread a blog. Use video and answer fear directly. Don't avoid the fear-based questions. I think those are the ones that will get the most views. And build trust. This all helps you build trust before anyone even visits your office. Make sense? It's a good podcast. Maybe not the best one. You may not think it's the best one or the most tactical for growth, but it really frames on where you should be focusing. Last week's podcast was the same thing. Systems and procedures on our marketing. We got to focus internally and stop focusing on the ad and the picture and the video and the content and the music. On how to capture more leads. If we're leaking and siphoning leads out of our practice and not converting them, we have a conversion problem. Same thing here. If we're not focusing on AEO and where this is going, then we're making the wrong content and then we're going down the wrong path. I'm trying to keep you on the right path. So everything you do is fueling and feeding your business moving forward. If your entire marketing strategy depends on someone typing chiropractor near me, you're building your business on a search behavior that is completely disappearing. That's the 46% decline year on year. The chiropractors who win in the next 3 to 4 years are the ones who show up before the patient decides they need a chiropractor because you've been answering problems all the time. And here's the last tip. You don't need to have the solutions to all the problems. You do not need to create content on 100 different pain points. I don't think that helps you. I think that casts a very large net into the ocean, which isn't the best. Larger nets have bigger holes. Bigger holes allow a lot of fish to go through. Tight, smaller net of the 4 things that you are the best at or you enjoy working at, and you work on content on that. I think that is the way we're going with the content thing on the internet. Go out there, try it, keep doing what you're doing. You do have to put in the nitty gritty work on this stuff. I wish there was a cheat around this, but you have to be the authority in your community. It's your face. It's your clinic. It's the only way around it. No one else can do it for you. If you need any help, info@enricod.com. I'm here for you each and every week. Reach out if you need me. Stay well, stay healthy, and take care.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, and leave a rating. It helps get our podcast out to more listeners. Also, join Marketing 101 for Chiropractors on Facebook or visit us at enricod.com for more information on growing and scaling your business.